So, let me tell you a little bit about Morrigan. In Harry Potter, Morrigan is a super famous witch that is known for being able to transform into a crow. A crow is her animagus form, and an animagus form is basically just the animal form that a witch or wizard can take. It takes lots and lots of practice to be able to learn this skill, and usually only very talented witches and wizards can master it. Now, all that is super interesting, but what I really want to talk about is Morrigan, the Celtic deity and Irish goddess. In Irish mythology, Morrigan is the goddess of battle, fate, and death. She is said to be a gifted shapeshifter who favors the form of a crow. She could also predict deaths of warriors in battle. They say that the name Morrigan roughly translates to the Phantom Queen. There are quite a few names that people know Morrigan as, and to list a few, there's the Morrigan goddess, the Celtic goddess of death, Morrigu, the Celtic goddess Morrigan, Great Queen goddess Morrigan, the Morrigan with a H in between the G and the A, the Morrigan Celtic goddess, the Great Queen, and the Queen of the Triple Goddesses. In the book The Ancient Irish Goddess of War, written in 1870, it talks of how she could predict deaths and change the outcomes of battles. When her crow form would appear during battles, the people who saw her would either be inspired by her form or terrified of it. She is usually known as one of the three war goddesses in Irish mythology, the other two being Macha and Bad. So, one of the most well-known stories that I want to tell you about Morrigan is the story of her encounter with the mighty warrior Cuchulainn. She first encountered him when he was defending the province of Ulster from Queen Maeve and her army. Morrigan fell in love with him. One day, she tried to get him to fall in love with her as well, just before he went into battle, and despite her immense beauty, he said no, and he didn't fall in love with her. Morrigan was outraged. She transformed into an eel in order to follow Cuchulainn, who was crossing a fjord. While in her eel form, she continually tripped Cuchulainn. He got angry and punched the eel, hurting it temporarily. Morrigan then transformed into a great wolf. She ran at a herd of cattle, driving them toward Cuchulainn. He was, however, able to grab his famous slingshot in time and shot the wolf with a stone. It hit it right in the eye, temporarily blinding the goddess. Morrigan's last attempt was transforming into a cow. She riled up the other cows in the herd and had them stampede toward Cuchulainn. He dodged them and managed to hit the goddess with a stone that broke her leg. After this, she finally accepted defeat. So Cuchulainn went into battle and won. While on his journey back, he saw an old lady milking a cow. If he hadn't been distracted from his weariness after his battle, he may have noticed that she was blind in one eye and had recently acquired a leg injury. He didn't notice this, however, and sat to talk to the old woman. Seemingly thankful for his company, the old woman offered him a drink of milk, which he happily accepted. After finishing his drink, he thanked and blessed the woman, but, in doing so, he cured Morrigan, and she returned to her full strength. She, however, did not engage him in battle, as she had already won by tricking him into healing her. After this, the last encounter that Cuchulainn had with Morrigan was on his way to battle. He passed a woman as she was cleaning bloody battle armor. This is said to be a bad omen. During his battle, he was fatally injured, and he tied himself to a boulder with his last bit of strength so that he might frighten other enemies off. As he was dying, a crow landed on his shoulder. Then it's said that he drifted off to sleep for good. As we know, Morrigan's symbol is a crow. So, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Morrigan, the Celtic deity, Irish goddess, and famous witch.